Hello, greetings to you. You're welcome to our YouTube channel, Touch Billions. And today we're actually going to be having a live trading analysis on gold, on what we actually feel that the market is going to do. Now, this is actually brought to you by an arm of our brand known as Touch Billion Signals. You can actually see that here. So, what do we actually feel that the market is going to do? Now we're actually going to start with top-down analysis, and if you see here at this point here, there's a break of structure already here on the daily time frame, and if you also see at this point here also, there's also a break of structure. Now, if we go up a little bit, let me take this out. If we go up a little bit, okay, beautiful. So this was actually last week. This was our entry, and this was actually beautifully followed by the market, and you can see the whole massive movement to the all to the upside from this point all the way to this point where the market is currently right now. So now if we look at this, now moving forward, we can actually practically see that this is actually an uptrend, because you see that the market actually came all the way to this point, and then to this point, and then to this point, and then to this very low point, and then to this 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 point. You can see that the market has a very clear structure, from this very point here. Let's not look at this downward point. We just focus from this point. You can see here there's a very clear sections here, right? The lower high, sorry, and higher high and higher low, and higher high and higher low and higher high. So we're actually going to be seeing the markets, coming around this region to actually create another higher low, then probably creating a higher high to this upside to break this buy side liquidity at this very top here. Now, when you look at this here, let's just take this out and go very much closer to the lower time frame, right? So we now have a clear understanding of what the market is doing on the higher time frame. So if we go to the 4 hours time frame here to have a much more clearer view, it's also still very clear that the market is currently on an uptrend, right? The market is clearly on an uptrend. You can see that the market is clearly on an uptrend. Beautiful. And seeing that, it's also very clear. Now we want to look for an entry. Already we can see a break of structure at this point here, another break of structure at this point here, right? Before the market went all the way down and also broke the structure, and very much clear. Now moving forward, we want to get our entry on a lower time frame. Now there are various strategies you can actually use to have a very much clearer. But then how do I pick this point? First of all, I know that there's a break of structure at this point here, a very, very much clear break of structure at this point here, right? So we have a very clear break of structure at this point. Now we want to pick an entry. Now if I want to pick an entry, I'll just go much more to the lower time frame. Now most of the times I pick my entry from the 1 hour time frame, for the 5 minutes time frame, and 30 minutes time frame, right? So I'll be using the one hour time frame in this scenario, and I'll identify this break of structure here. But most importantly, this also can also be an entry. So I'll be bringing out 2 possible entries, right? So this is a break of structure, yes, but then there's something very clear at this point here, which is actually a fair value gap to this point. So a fair value gap to this point. So this will actually give me a clear indication of an entry. So I'll put this point here, and I'll put this point here, right here, right above here, very close here. Good. So when I have that, then I'll just take, oh, no. Let's get that back again. So this entry here, good. Then let's bring this a little bit closer, low, and don't look it. Okay, let me just bring this away from here. So I'll take this point and put my stop loss at this point here. you know, a little bit above that. Then take profit at the top. Now this is the first entry I'm looking at. Then the second entry I'll be looking at as well. Let's take this up again. There's a fair value gap below this point here, so I would identify this point and just put it here, and then pick out this other block here, right? And once I identify that, this can also be another possible entry. So here, pick it up here, beautiful, and take this up to this point here, and this can actually be all the way up. So these are the two possible entries I'm looking out for in terms of what the market can do. You know, seeing very well that we have an uptrend. So this is actually the possible entry. So if the market comes to this region here, we would certainly experience a very quick buy. Now, if the buy is not really strong to take us to the upside, then we're actually going to see the market come to this point again and also give us a very good buy. So this is actually what I'm looking out for gold and what I'm expecting gold to do in terms of the possibilities of following the trend. So please, if you got value, check in the description. You're actually going to see a link to join our community. Do well to subscribe to the channel. Do well to like the video, comment if you got value, or if you have any question or contributions you want to leave, or suggestions you feel as well. We're all here to learn. And thank you so much, and see you in our next video, where we're going to be analyzing possible entries, you know, on trades and how we believe it's actually going to be. There's a $12 billion boss here, and I'm here to help you win.